feel like I'm a pretty self-motivated person. Like, if I get into something, I'm so excited about it. I will be hard out like all day, all night, researching and like working for it.
Taiki Air supports Gisborne East Coast Rangatahi to engage in business opportunities in a safe learning environment.
Taiki Air is an impact house where everyone who works in here, we all have a shared desire to see social change, environmental change and positive impact in our community. It's a koha-based whare, and so everyone who comes in and collaborates in the space, we all keep the lights on, keep the coffee stocked, and yeah, it's like a co-working space but with a bit more of a whānau feel and more of a shared agenda for community development.
Steph Barnett heads Taiki Air Next Gen, offering hands-on entrepreneurial learning for those aged 14 to 24.
I work out of Taiki Air Impact House supporting youth with innovation, leadership and social enterprise. From an education perspective, because I used to be a teacher, I'm thinking a lot about how our rangatahi engage with community and what happens when they leave school. And what I love about this space is that you've got all these different age groups covered.
Because Taiki Air is a collaborative hub, the rangatahi learn from and observe other local businesses and entrepreneurs.
You've got all of these different professions, whether there's an accountant or a lawyer or a teacher or somebody who's unemployed or whoever. There's so many different people who come through the whare and who are part of this kaupapa and space. That's really beautiful for our rangatahi to see that, because they suddenly have all of these different potential pathways kind of laid out in front of them.
The youth meet weekly to discuss leadership, entrepreneurship and social innovation.
Our rangatahi are always levelling up, and so it might start as face painting, and then that might somehow extend into a different creative space, into a different creative realm, and it's like these stepping stones. You try all these different things out, you see all these different things, and different stuff sparks, but it's just stuff that you wouldn't see in a classroom and experiences that you wouldn't have in a classroom.
When there was an opportunity to acquire a retail space, a barter arrangement was reached.
The pop-up shop story is quite lovely. The people who were in there previously in that shop, they had a few months left on the rent. They were establishing a new business over at the Globe restaurant, the same whānau, and they said, oh, paint us a mural in the Globe and you can have this shop to do whatever you like with for a few months. So a bunch of our rangatahi, we all combined to design this mural in the Globe, so check it out when you're at the Globe, and then that's what started us in that space.
The youth were then challenged to come up with a sustainable business idea to fund its continuation.
We said to our young people, we need it to be sustainable because we don't want funding to run out if we asked for funding and then to not be able to continue. We need this to be a social enterprise that's sustainable, and the idea of the escape room came up.
The escape room idea was a big success. An additional pop-up shop at the front has been created as another business opportunity for rangatahi.
We really wanted that to be rent-free for our young people, it's like a living classroom. You learn so much stepping into that space about marketing, sales, product, pricing, how to engage with the community, even safety. You know, there's all these different learnings that come out of it in a real world context.
16-year-old entrepreneur, American-born Kat Vanderbilt was keen to take on the retail space before she even had something to fill it with.
Well, I took a trip to the States in July, and so we flew into California and then went to Chicago and then drove down through the center and then down to the south. It was pretty cool. And along the way we stopped at these different thrift stores and got clothing from like local teams or the statewide teams, you know, depending on what it was.
Her passion to see Kiwis wear authentic American sportswear fueling her idea.
Sometimes you see people like walking around with stuff from like chain stores in New Zealand and it's like, yeah, that's the team. It says like Michigan or something, but then it's like green or purple and you're like, that's supposed to be blue and yellow. Like it's cool that people are wearing stuff from different places, but genuine, authentic, let's get it, you know?
Kat's pop-up store is named Rehash Collective and will open for the next 2 weeks or till all stock is sold.
Rehash Collective, the rehash bit is like, it's been done before, but you do it again better. So each of these pieces in here has been worn before, used before. They're still set pieces and they should be reworn, and in here in New Zealand have a second chance.
No stranger to hard work, Kat had her very first business venture when she was 12 years old.
I was selling tea out of my garden and it made it all the way down to Mexico. So I was shipping things all over the world, and I had my proprietary blend of random herbs from my garden. I was just so excited about it. I would bring it to church, I would bring it to youth groups, I'd bring it to school, I'd try to sell it to my teachers. And I just wanted people to have my tea.
It all started from her love of tea and a collection of her grandmother's teapots.
Every time anyone came over, I would be so excited to get them tea. So I had my garden in the back, and I had mint and stevia, all the generals, and I would blend it up in this little grinding machine, and I would dry it in the dehydrator, and then I would put it in these little reusable mesh bags, and I would put it in the teapot, and they would drink it, and I would be like, "Did you like it? Did you like it?" And they're like, "Yeah." I was like, "That's my tea."
Kat already has her sights set on future ventures.
My ultimate goal is probably to do something in agritourism. So not just straight horticulture farming, because I don't think I'm built for that. Something where people can come onto my farm and see operations and have opportunities to learn about where food come from.
For those inspired by Kat's story, the doors of Taiki are open to everyone.
Perhaps there's a rangatahi watching this and they think, "Oh, I could never do that." Try out coming along to a market, selling a few things. Try just coming along and supporting someone else, because we are constantly learning off each other, and it's a safe space to get it wrong. That's what's beautiful about this space and about giving things a go, is that it actually doesn't matter, but you may as well get that learning under your belt, because who knows what could happen.
Taiki celebrates its 3rd birthday this Friday. For more information about programs, community projects and events, go to Taiki Facebook page or website. Renee Lola here, Local Focus.